Okay, hi you all. I am posting another yoga video, or making one right now, and then I'll post it. So just join me, whatever props that you think you like to use or you know you like to use, and let's just get started right away. Okay, I'm going to start on my back. And go ahead and lengthen out the legs toward the front corners of your mat and bring the arms along the sides, palms facing up, resting here, just allowing the shoulder blades to relax. And begin to tune into the breath here. Feel free to close the eyes softly. From wherever you have come today or wherever you're going, take this time in between to just really focus on the breath, to really give yourself to this time that we have on our mats, to relax, to tune into the breath, to notice how you feel in your body. Just begin to soften through those facial muscles and down through the sides of the neck, into the shoulder blades. And then you might even begin to lengthen out the inhales and the exhales. Notice if the jaw is relaxed, and maybe part the teeth or relax the tongue. And then we'll take a few more rounds of breath here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to inhale, draw that right knee in toward the right shoulder. You can hold on to that right leg wherever you're comfortable doing so. And then go ahead and flex both feet. Squeezing that right knee toward the right shoulder here. You might allow that left leg to hover just above the mat and then extend through that left heel. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale to switch. So draw that left knee in toward the left shoulder, flexing both feet, extending through that right heel, whether or not that leg is hovering above the mat. Next inhale, draw both knees in toward the shoulders or toward the chest, and maybe rock side to side. If you're rocking, come to stillness and then open up to happy baby. Bringing those shins perpendicular to your mat. You might hold on to the bottoms of the feet, or if holding on behind the knees is a little bit more accessible, then by all means do so. Feel free to add any movement. You might rock side to side or alternately bending the knees back and forth a little bit deeper whatever feels okay in your happy baby. Still breathing, keeping the jaw nice and relaxed. On your next inhale, we're going to inhale, extend both legs up toward the ceiling for just a breath or two here. And then next exhale, hug the knees in toward the chest. And then lengthen out that left leg, squeeze that right knee in toward the right shoulder, flex both feet. And then inhale, switch, exhale, hold. Inhale, switch, exhale, hold. So just go back and forth, inhaling to switch or move, exhaling, holding that left knee at this time in toward the left shoulder. Now right knee in toward the right shoulder. Back and forth with the pace of your own breath. And then if you'd like to, feel free to lift the head, neck, and shoulders up and off the mat here. Continue to breathe, going back and forth. And then we'll end with an exhale, left knee drawn in toward the left shoulder. Lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. Go ahead and lower the right leg down. Extend the left leg. And come into that corpse pose again for just a couple breaths. Tune into the body here. Lengthen those arms overhead. Bring the feet, the legs together. Reaching and extending, total body stretch here. Inhale, and then exhale, relax. Draw those knees one at a time in toward the chest. And then we're going to come up to all fours. Go ahead and either turn onto the one side or the other and press yourself up, or if you'd like to rock and roll forward a few times, go for it, okay? Swing those ankles around. We're going to come onto all fours, spreading wide the fingers. If you're ready with your cats and cows, go for it. Otherwise, I'll kind of talk you through it. Spreading wide the fingers, directing the eyes of the elbows toward the front of your mat, okay? Knees directly below the hips. Knees are hip width apart. Toes pointing back. If your ankles feel a little better by tucking the toes, that's okay. When you're ready, inhaling to cow pose. Exhaling around the spine to cat. Inhaling to cow. Exhale, cat. And go ahead and continue with the pace of your own breath. After your last cat, inhale back to that neutral spine. And exhale there. Good. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, extend that right leg back. Toes pointing down. Stay right here or extend the left arm forward. So right leg back, left arm forward. Belly button lifts toward the spine, hips stay level. Keep breathing, keep that jaw nice and relaxed. One more inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, and then exhale, left hand plants, right knee plants. Good. Go ahead with a couple cats and cows. Coming back to that neutral spine when you're ready. And then that left leg, inhaling, extend the left leg back. Toes point down, okay, extending through the heel. Lift that belly button toward the spine. Option to bring that right arm up and forward. Hips stay level. Breathing here. One more inhale as you extend. And exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhaling, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. And exhale, lower down. Good, good, good. Couple cats and cows, maybe one of each. Inhaling back to that neutral spine. I'm going to bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together, and sit back into child's pose. Now extend those arms forward, plant those fingertips, okay, or spread wide the fingers here. We're going to inhale, begin to lift the hips, tuck the toes, and exhale as you press up into your downward facing dog. And then feel free to add some movement to your down dog if you'd like to, paddling out the heels, maybe shaking out the head, yes and no, several times if that feels good for the neck. Good. Coming to stillness if you're moving. Next inhale, we're going to shift those shoulders forward to a plank. Eyes of the elbows facing forward. Belly button lifts toward the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Feel free to sigh out those exhales anytime you'd like. Good. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Come back to all fours. So we're going to walk those wrists nearly back underneath the shoulders. Couple cats and cows. Coming back to that neutral spine. We have the toes tucked if you didn't already. Tuck the toes. I kept them tucked. I didn't even realize it. And then walk those hands back. Sit the bum on the heels, okay? And if this is sufficient, if you're already feeling a good opening in the bottom of your foot, go ahead and stay right here. Or walk the hands all the way up. Sitting on those heels. And we've been on our hands a little bit, so feel free to add some movement to the wrists, shimmy out the fingers, whatever feels good for the hands here. Lifting through the spine. And then I'm going to lift my arms out ahead of the shoulders, clasp the fingers, turn the palms away from me, and then inhale, lengthen the arms up toward the ceiling, lengthen through the side bodies. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly bring the arms out and down. Slowly walk the hands out back to all fours. Slowly release the tops of the feet and go ahead and tap them out. Good. Knees widen to the edges of the mat. Big toes together. Sit back into child's pose, extending the arms forward. Plant the palms. Inhale as you begin to lift the hips, tuck the toes, and exhale into your downward facing dog. Next inhale, shift those shoulders forward to a plank, eyes at the elbows forward. One more inhale, and then as you exhale, bend the elbows, lower all the way down to the belly here. Release the tops of the feet, pressing down into the tops of the feet here. And inhale to cobra. Exhale, lower down. Inhaling, cobra pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower down. Good, tuck the toes. Inhale, press up to your plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Next, inhale, lift that left leg up and back. Exhale, we're going to step all the way through, in between the hands, coming into a lunge here. Good, so pressing straight down into that front foot. My inner legs are reaching toward the midline of the body, kind of toward each other. Kind of the skin of my back leg is reaching up toward the ceiling. And you want to be long through the spine, so we're looking forward and down about 2 feet in front of your front foot, just to keep that cervical spine in line with the rest of the spine. From here, we're going to come into side angle pose. So we're going to round that right heel down, planting the foot there. Step that left hand right to the inside of that left foot. And then we're going to open the right palm, her right arm up toward the ceiling. Hi. You can come through. What? Yeah. That was my husband. One more inhale here. Exhale, let's go ahead and plant the right hand down. Just leave that left hand where it is. Walk the left hand over toward the left foot, over toward the left edge of your mat, and then bring those palms pretty much directly below the shoulders. So now we're in that lizard lunge. So just to reiterate, the left foot is over toward that left edge of your mat. Left palm planted right inside the left foot. And then my right palm is right directly below the right shoulder. Same with the left palm directly below the left shoulder. Feel free to lower that back leg if you'd like to. Couple more breaths here, jaw nice and relaxed. I'm going to switch sides so that when we do the other side, you'll kind of be able to see it. Okay, good. Tuck the back toes if the leg is lowered, and lift that back leg. I'm going to step right back into a plank, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Next, inhale, that right leg will come up and back, and then exhale, step it through. Coming into your lunge pose. Okay, so pressing down into that front foot, inner legs reaching toward each other. Skin of the back leg is kind of reaching up toward the ceiling. So we're really activating this lunge. Spine long, jaw relaxed. And then coming into side angle, I'm going to plant the right palm inside the right foot. And then round the back heel, the left heel down, toes point toward the camera or toward the left edge of your mat. And then open up that left arm up toward the ceiling here. Still pressing into the feet, breathing here. Look wherever is comfortable for your neck. It might be up over the top shoulder, over the heart space, or down at the right hand. Couple more breaths here. Jaw relaxed. One more inhale. Exhale, bring the left palm down. Kind of eke that right foot over toward the right edge of your mat. That back heel comes back up, okay? It wasn't planted. I didn't say that last time, so hopefully you caught that. Okay, so our thumbs are nearly touching. Wrists pretty much right below the shoulders. Remember that right foot is on the outer edge of that right hand. And you can even lower that back leg if you'd like to. A few more breaths here as you keep that jaw nice and relaxed. Good, tuck those back toes, lift the back leg if it isn't already lifted. We're gonna make your way back into plank. Take an inhale there, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, and then next inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and exhale, we're going to travel to the hands all the way to the front of your mat. Plant the feet at hip width apart. We're going to inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, forward fold. Breathe here. Next inhale, halfway lift, and breathe here. Shoulders reaching back toward the hips, crown of the head reaching forward, jaw relaxed as you breathe. Feet nice and grounded here. And let's bring one hand at a time to the hips. Look forward and keeping the spine nice and long, I'm going to inhale, hinge up at the waist. And then exhale, relax there. Arms can relax next to the sides. Shoulders relaxed, tailbone relaxed, feet grounded, knees are soft. And just check in with the breath here. And with the body, notice any sensations you might be experiencing. And noticing them, not necessarily with the intention of judging them or changing them, but just becoming aware of them. Just kind of working that muscle to get to know what you're feeling at any given time in any given position. Feel free to close the eyes here, a couple more breaths. One more inhale. And as you exhale, blink open those eyes. On your next inhale, arms come up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, flat back. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, press those palms straight up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, press the palms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale to heart center. Once again, feel free to close the eyes, relax those shoulders. Check in with the jaw and with the breath. Good, blinking the eyes open when you're ready, and if they were closed, go ahead and either keep your hands in heart center, bring the hands to the hips here. I'm going to step my feet together. And when you're ready, we're going to do tree pose, okay? So grounding down, but I'm going to keep facing this direction because we're going to go into crescent lunge from our tree pose, okay? So actually step over so that you're kind of mostly in that front right quadrant of the front part of your mat, okay? So feet are back together. When you're ready, keeping that right foot grounded, I'm going to lift that left knee up and forward, flex the foot, keep those hips nice and level, relax the shoulders. Hands can stay on your hips. You can otherwise bring them to heart center, or you can even lift them up and overhead. We're going to take one more inhale here. As you exhale, start to hinge forward at the waist, reaching the left foot back and plant those left toes and bring those shoulders to hover just above the hips. Okay, coming in now into that crescent lunge. Go ahead and lift those arms if they weren't already lifted. Couple more breaths here. One more inhale. As you exhale, we're going to bring the arms back and down along the sides as you hinge forward at the waist. Crown of the head reaching forward, tracking with that front set of toes. Press down into that front right foot. We're going to inhale, come back up to your crescent lunge. Exhale, arms out and down. Feel free to bring them to the hips. And we're going to tap the left toes forward to meet the right foot. Okay, good. Shimmy out the hips if you'd like to. Any movements that feel good. I'm pressing into curled toes. And then I'm going to try to do the other one on this side. So come to the front left corner of your mat. And then feet come together. Keeping that left foot grounded. Hands can start on hips or in heart center, whatever you prefer. Okay. Keeping the left foot grounded. When you're ready, we're going to lift that right knee up and forward. I still am on the screen. Okay. Flex the right foot. I'm going to take a few breaths here. Feel free to bring the hands to heart center or lift them up and overhead. One more inhale here. As you exhale, hinge forward at the waist as that right foot starts to reach all the way back. Plant the right toes, whoa, and then lift those shoulders up above the hips. Here we are then in our crescent lunge. Breathe in here. So the back heel is still lifted. Crescent lunge, our foot isn't planted like in our back foot like in Warrior 1 and Warrior 2. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, arms come down along the sides, lengthen through the spine, out the top of the head. Jaw relaxed as you breathe. Next inhale, come right back up to your crescent lunge. Exhale, arms out and down. Hands to hips, and go ahead and start to tap that right foot forward. Good, again, move around a little bit. In the hips maybe, if that feels good. Maybe press into those curled toes. Good, good. Bring those feet to hip width apart. Come to the front of your mat. When you're ready, inhaling, arms come all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, walk or step or hop back to your downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Really reach those heels toward your mat. They don't have to touch, but just make them active here. One more inhale, lift the heels, and then exhale, lower the knees all the way down to the mat. Swing the ankles to one side. And we're going to come to seated, come to about the center of your mat. I like to move the fleshy parts of my bum away from my sit bones so I can kind of feel my sit bones grounding a little bit more. Even though this is carpet, it's cushy. But it works. Good, lift through the spine. We're going to keep the heels down on the mat for now, okay? If you do want to come into a full expression of your boat pose, go for it. We're going to add some twisting, so I'm going to keep my heels down on the mat, but you can do it with your heels lifted if you'd like to. I'm going to bring my legs together and hinge back at the waist, but keep that spine nice and long all the way through the cervical spine right here, okay? And then again, if you'd like to lift your legs, the lower legs, go for it. We're going to inhale, arms come up, and then exhale, arms down and over toward your right hip. Keep the spine long. Inhale to center. Exhale down and over to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, open up those arms. Breathe here. Stay lifted and long through the spine. One more inhale. And exhale, come forward and hug those legs in. Squeeze them in, maybe rock a little bit as you breathe. Good, good. Good, good, good. Lengthen out those legs. Coming into Dandasana, or seated staff pose. So sitting up nice and tall through the spine and the upper body. My legs are together. I'm going to flex my feet. Arms can relax either next to the hips or just rest them on your lap, whatever you like. Really, and really actively draw those toes back, okay? Sit up nice and tall. So I'm flexing and squeezing everything in the lower body here. So drawing those toes back and even energetically reaching your inner legs toward each other. Shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. Couple more breaths here. One more inhale. And exhale, relax. Good, good, good. Bend the knees here a little bit. Lightly place those heels or the feet on the mat, arms out ahead of the shoulders. Inhaling here, and exhale, let's roll down. One vertebrae at a time. Head will come down last. Good, step those feet back toward your sit bones. And then arms can rest out to a T, palms up. And just take a couple breaths here with this neutral spine. Good, and then press into the feet. Lift the hips just like an inch off your mat. Shift them over, probably also just about an inch, to your right. And then set the hips back down. Draw the knees in toward the chest, inhaling here, and then exhale, drop those knees down and over to your left. Okay, so hips went right, and then we set them back down, and then the knees are relaxing over to the left. So I'm all the way down to the floor over here. If that's not accessible to you, you can prop a pillow up underneath the outer left leg. Supine twist. Feel free to look right, so opposite direction the knees are going, if you'd like to take the twist all the way up into the cervical spine. And just tune into the breath here. With every exhale, you might allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the twist. Shoulder blades relaxed. And then if you're looking right, go ahead and look back toward your ceiling or the sky if you're outside. And then we're going to take one more inhale here. Use the strength of your core and your exhale to draw those knees back up into the center. Plant the feet. Press into the feet, lift the hips, and just come back to the center for now. Kind of recenter yourself on your mat. Bring the arms back out to a T. Just take another breath in this neutral spine. When you're ready, press into the feet, shift the hips now over to the left just a little bit, set them back down. Draw the knees in toward the chest, inhaling, and then exhale, knees down into your right. And then again, feel free to look left if you'd like to. Nice deep breaths here. And if you're looking left, go ahead and look back toward the sky. Take another inhale here and then use your exhale, the strength of your core, to lift the knees back to the center. Place the feet down, press in, and then shift those hips back to the center. Kind of feel out where you are. In fact, you can bring those arms down along your sides again. Turn those palms up. Heels whacked back toward your sit bones as close as they'll come. We're going to plant the feet at hip width apart. Just take a breath here first in this neutral spine. And then on your next inhale, pressing evenly into the feet, go ahead and inhale your hips straight up toward the sky. Shoulder blades relaxed here. Or you can even walk those shoulder blades together, clasping the hands underneath the tailbone, straightening out your arms along the mat. Back of the neck is long along your mat. So you might very slightly tuck the chin, or you might naturally already have a great position here. Press evenly into those feet. Jaw relaxed as you breathe. And then go ahead and flatten out the shoulder blades. Take one more inhale, and then exhale. Begin to roll down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone will come down last. Good, and at this time, feel free to exercise any additional poses that you think might feel good for you right now. You might bring the knees into the chest, into a tight little ball again. Happy baby, plow pose, if that's in your practice. So just take your time doing any of those additional poses. If you'd like to come straight into your final relaxation, you may also do that. So just take your time wherever you are. Final relaxation, remember, can be anything from corpse pose, arms and legs lengthened out, taking up as much space as you'd like on your mat. If you feel comfortable rolling onto one of your sides for the next several minutes, that's an option. So just any position where you know you can come into complete stillness, where you can begin to relax, begin to tune back into the breath. And again, if you're still exercising, a few extra poses, don't rush by any means. Take your time to get into your final relaxation. Whenever you get there, just remember to soften through those facial muscles and to check in with the jaw. You can practice a couple different breathing techniques. I especially like to inhale for about 3 or 4 counts and exhale for about 5 or 6 counts. And you might even do that for a couple minutes, especially if it doesn't make you lightheaded. But that will even just help to really tune into the breath, especially when we're making our exhales a little bit longer. It just really helps to train that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest system of our body. You might also tune your heart toward gratitude. There really, truly is a lot to be thankful for, even in the midst of this season of our lives. So like I say in most of the practices that I've posted lately, please take all the time that you need. And thank you for joining me whenever you did. Namaste.